Hi, welcome to Rocky Con Reviews. This is At the Table with Adrian and Ricky.
And today, Draper. So we had a tragedy this morning. I went to the bathroom.
That was not the tragedy.
Yes, well, it led to the tragedy. I got these brand new Cobra Kai sneakers. I was a very big fan of the show. I am a very big fan of the show. I think the sneakers look really cool. And I'll have to zoom in, but I came downstairs and I saw that a dog had gotten a hold of one of the sneakers. It's this dog right here, our puppy.
This handsome, sweet boy who you've probably heard in the background.
And I was like, well, I can live with that. That wasn't too bad. But then I found the other one, and he'd gotten a hold of that too. It was our fault. We had them in a bag on the floor.
Yeah.
He dug them out of the bag because he's a little mischievous pup. But
You are a monster.
he's a terror.
He's a terror. Who
But
lives in the
you're
night?
you're free now.
Thank you.
Little jerk. So, what did you want to talk about? What kind of games did you want to talk about today?
Well, because you have said more than once that I don't know what a beautiful game is. Today we're going to talk about beautiful games.
Oh, okay. I will agree. Spoiler alert. I think these games are pretty.
Yeah, these are very pretty games. So stick with us. We're going to talk about Kanagawa, Wingspan, and Tang Garden.
All right. All right. So now we're going to talk about Kanagawa, I guess a drafting game about painting.
Yeah. So the production value, I think, is really kind of amazing. So you've got some beautiful cover artwork.
Yeah.
The cards are all, and we will of course have our pictures in there, but
Yeah.
the cards are really nicely done, very soft, very artistic.
There's the expansion in there that we haven't played yet.
Yeah.
I loaded it in, but we haven't played it yet.
It's got a really nice bamboo style mat board. The tokens are high quality
Yeah,
tokens.
there's expansion stuff. There's these little paint brushes.
Paint pots with brushes in
Yeah.
them. The markers for the, I believe it's master.
Yeah, master and student. The little rain clouds, the way the cards work, and you already said we'd look at those in depth.
Yeah.
I'll pull those up. Yeah.
So for production, there's really not a lot I think you could ask for to be differently. So I'm
No.
gonna go with a 5.
Yeah,
on
absolutely. Production on this game is a 5. This is
I'm gonna really put your math skills to the test because I don't have anything to write with.
yeah, that's all right. I'll remember. Maybe. So yeah, a 5. It's perfect production.
It really fits with the theme of the game, which is you are learning to do
Japanese landscape.
landscape.
Yeah, the landscape scrolls.
Thank you. That's
Yeah.
the word. So next is
Gameplay.
gameplay. It is a drafting game in that you have your mat out, you have cards out, you draft which one you want to add to your tableau, and it's going to either give you the option to get another color of paint, which will help you get more paintings to do, or you can add it to your tableau, which of course you get points for that as well. I'd say it's pretty straightforward. It doesn't have a lot of tricks to it.
No.
But I think it is a calming yet stimulating game.
Yeah, the gameplay is pretty relaxing. Like you were talking about you put out 3 or however many cards depending on
How many players you have.
and then you pick when you're 2 to 4. Oh, I want this tile, and if you go to the next one, you press your luck because you can get more, but maybe your opponent takes that row of cards that you want, and then you're stuck with whatever's left over because by the end of the 3 times of laying out cards, you have to take a stack. And then, yeah, like you said, the cards are multi-use. You can add them to your,
So
it's pretty straightforward.
And it's I mean, there's a little bit of strategy involved, but really, it's very
Yeah.
calm.
Yeah, I mean, there is player interaction, and I like that. It's fun, but for me, it's I'd say a 3.5. It's above average. It's a little above average gameplay.
I was actually going to say a 3.5
Yeah.
also, for those reasons. So we've had this game for a really, really long time. Do you remember where we bought this game?
I think we bought it at Atomic Empire.
No. We
Where?
bought it in Chicago when we went to Riot Fest.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's fitting because
Yeah.
we're going to see Jawbreaker tonight.
We saw, I think it was 2018?
Whatever year that. Yeah, that sounds right.
I think it was 2018,
Whatever
but
year
it was
that-
when Jawbreaker
Played Riot Fest.
played Riot Fest. So we were in Chicago and we...
My friend Nikki
Yeah.
suggested that place because she lives in Chicago, and we
Yeah.
got to see her there.
Yeah. So we went to this board game store, and I was again taken with the cover of this
Yeah.
game, and it didn't seem terribly hard. So, but I have no idea what we paid for it.
$40, I believe, is what that was.
Okay.
$40.
Okay.
Um,
So I feel like it's a little expensive for this game. Not too much. I would say between 30 and 40. Like 35, I think would
Okay.
work. But
Alright. I think the price point for the game is dead on. I
Mhm.
think the production value is awesome, as we
Yeah.
both said.
yeah.
I think it's a 45-minute game, but I don't think when you play with people who know what they're doing, it's even a 45-minute game. It's
feel like
very.
I feel like it's a 45-minute game.
It is, but the more I play it, the faster it goes. Like, it's not a game that it's a relatively light game. It was a little confusing the first time we played it. Like the rule book wasn't great,
Yeah.
for us. But no, I think the price point for the production, the gameplay, and the time investment. It's
Yeah.
about a 30 to 45-minute game. I would
Okay.
agree with that.
Well, for price, I'm going to go with a 3.5.
Okay. I think it's a little bit better than that. I think it's a 4.
So we're at 5, 3.5, 3.5,
So you're 12.
and you are at
I
12.5,
should,
I think.
yeah, I should be 12.5. So
Yeah.
we don't
Okay.
need to do that. I can do it. It's okay.
Well, but I have to say my overall
Yeah.
score at the end. So, speaking of overall experience. That's hard for me because the first time I got frustrated. We actually delayed playing it a while because I got so frustrated I couldn't understand exactly how the game would work, and there weren't any good how it's played
Yeah.
out there. So it took a while to get to. Now once we got it and were able to figure it out and
Yeah.
played it, it was really, really fun.
Yeah.
And it's a game I will pull out and play with people.
Yeah.
But that initial kind of speed bump to get over sticks with me.
Yeah.
You want to say what my overall is? Really?
What? Sure. What was your overall?
My overall for it is going to be a 4.
Okay. So, for me, I think it was, I like the game.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me, I don't love the game. I will play it. We've played it, probably 8 or 9 times at this point. So we've definitely gotten our money's worth out of it.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
And it's still a game I will play. We liked it enough, we bought an expansion for it. So I
Yeah.
would say that we haven't played yet. So I would say overall for me is good, but I think not great. So I'm giving it a 3 on that. I do really like the game.
But that's
Yeah.
an average game.
Yeah,
Which I
this
feel like
is
that's
an average
fair.
game for me.
Yeah.
Like the production's really great, but production doesn't. If production mattered more to me,
Yeah.
this
And I
one would
think
be
that's
higher.
what makes it a little bit higher for me is because
Yeah.
it is not only is the artwork beautiful, but the components are beautiful.
yeah, I mean, it's gorgeous.
So my overall score would be an 8,
Yeah.
and yours would be not quite an 8.
So 2.5, so that would be 7.75, I believe, is where I'm at. So,
Which seems about right.
Yeah,
We're,
yeah.
we're close on this.
Yeah.
So that's Kanagawa. Check it out. And next we are going to be describing and talking about and gushing over
Wingspan.
Wingspan. Hey, we're back, and now we're going to talk about Wingspan.
Wingspan is, I guess, a bird watching game. You're just trying to build a field of birds.
It's an
and-
engine building game.
Yeah.
So
So-
kind of a drafting.
No, it is a worker placement. You do get hands, but you're not
Yeah.
drafting. I mean,
Worker
there,
placement.
there are 3 open cards, but I would not call this drafting. Just a worker placement.
Yeah.
game.
Okay. Production.
Wingspan is really cool.
I don't even know where to start with the production. It's so amazing. We'll of course get still shots and all sorts of other shots, but this game, holy cow! There's so much. So you've got places to keep your cards.
That also, function for gameplay.
Function, yeah.
There's a dice tower. There's a birdhouse that comes with it.
There are actual wooden eggs for gameplay, and they're beautiful, delicate colors, except for Robin's egg, which is really bright blue. The artwork,
The
is,
dice, the wooden dice.
Yeah, the wooden dice are really cute with the food types. So you've
Yeah,
got, we'll zoom in, but you've got the starting markers, that beautiful bird, the board that you're building is gorgeous.
Only thing.
Yeah, if we were gonna be nitpicky,
Yeah.
because I feel like that's what
Oh,
that would
sure.
be.
Yeah, this is nitpicky. And even the art on it is cute.
Yeah.
But the food tiles are a little bland and just, I mean, for
They do match up.
they do.
They match
the
up
art, the art's
perfectly
great.
with the dice.
Yeah.
See, now it works for me. It doesn't bother me that they're just those flat tiles, which is
Stop. This is us in real time. All right, I'll put that back together
We'll put
later.
it together after we do our thing. But yeah, the cards with the birds on them are really beautiful. Have actual information, details about every single bird.
Yeah.
I could talk for 30 minutes about the production of the game, but really I'm going to say it's a 5.
Yes.
It's undoubtedly a 5.
This is one of the best productions in a board game I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah, I would agree. Now, does the app, is that made by Wingspan?
No, but there's a companion app that we use called Wingsong, and when you hover it over the card, it plays the bird call
song
of that bird.
Which again is just so amazing, and it makes it even more fun because once you figure out
Wingspan, Ticket to Ride, Carcassonne, which we ironically don't have Carcassonne, but we do have a lot of other tile placing games similar to it. So
yeah, because I love a tile placing game.
But I think Wingspan is for, I would never play Lords of Waterdeep again over this. Isn't a true point. I think this is just a better one.
Interesting. Yeah.
So yeah.
So that's Wingspan. If you haven't checked it out, check it out.
Yeah.
Coming up next is
Tang
Tang
Garden.
Garden.
All right. So now we're going to talk about Tang Garden. This is a tile placing game.
And it is, I love this game so much. I love this game. So production, we're going to do a pretty in-depth production because it just has so much going on. I don't want to pull everything out. But the quality of components here is
Top
equal
tier.
to me as Wingspan, which we just talked about. But it is maybe the most beautiful game I think we own. It's got beautiful artwork on the tiles. This is beautiful.
It is.
It's got
it's
rock
detailed.
gardens and
No,
crafts and details. It's got these beautiful panoramic scenes. that are part of the gameplay. It's got actual, bridges, not to scale, but bridges. You've got your minis, which are gorgeous and match the artwork on the cards. Beautiful trees and the pavilions. Oh, the pavilions.
Tearing it down there.
Yeah.
Your player cards.
Are perfect.
They are one of the best parts of the game, actually.
Yeah.
The player boards for me.
There's just so much individual detail that has gone into this game, and you can really.
The player board or the game board, where we build the garden together.
And you get points based on, I mean, it. If
Yeah,
I
we'll
could
talk
go,
about that gameplay.
if I could go higher than a 5 on production for this, I would, because I cannot. There's nothing I can even nitpick about it. Like even this breaking it down isn't that bad.
Luckily for you, I can nitpick it.
Of course you can. Don't hate on my game.
This game is, to me, the definition of overproduction.
Hater.
It is too much for the gameplay
No,
by an order of magnitude. It's got
disagree.
production pieces that don't line up with the gameplay. So the extra like pavilions and all that stuff makes the board too busy. It's hard to see where you're placing sometimes. The art is incredible. The line of sight with the board, things around the board, all of that is too much for me. And it does not add to the gameplay. It detracts from the
disagree
gameplay.
so much.
It is pretty and it is well made, but it is too much for a tile playing game.
Wow.
So I will not ding it too much. It is for, if you go for production, it is a very well produced game. But I'm gonna give it a 4.
Oh, give it what you really want to give it.
No, I mean I will in gameplay. Don't worry.
Rude.
But I'll just jump to
Yeah,
gameplay.
just jump to gameplay. 'Cause
It's a tile placing game with lots of iconography that is kind of confusing. The board is way too busy because there's, can I place this on this? Well, is it worth placing this on this? It plays in 45 minutes, which is fine. But it feels like it takes 45 minutes to set up because it's got so many pieces and trying to find the little minis that match it. I do not really. I mean, it's fine to play it.
you don't have to work. The minis are very easy to match up because their base matches the color of the card.
I know.
So if it's green, you find the green card. That's not that
know,
hard. And
it's-
you only have to take everything out of the box. I disagree that setup is. I do not feel that it feels like it takes that long to set up. Now I will say, for gameplay, I feel like 45 minutes is actually on the short side.
Yeah, it plays a little long.
I will give you that it is longer. I just had to jump in and defend my game. Go ahead and finish.
No, I mean, I think if we are having a game night where I absolutely do not need to focus on what we are doing,
Mm-hmm.
Tang Garden is perfect for that. It is a mindless tile placing game to me. Because I do not care if I win or lose. I
Mhm.
do not care. I just kind of want to make it look pretty.
Yeah.
So for me, that's the saving grace for it. Is there's situations where I'll be like, yes, I'll play this, but there are so many other tile placing games I would rather play.
Yeah.
So I'll give it a 2.5 for gameplay.
Ooh. Now, I will say, I do agree that some of the actual gameplay can be a little fiddly, a little, you can make a very beautiful board and you don't have a lot of points. line of sight to the panorama around the outside is a little confusing. I still think it's beautiful because just as a player looking at it,
it is gorgeous.
it's really pretty to look at. And again, for me, this falls into that kind of Kanagawa feel of it is a calming or relaxing.
Oh, yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
super competitive.
I literally do not care if I win
Yeah.
or lose in this game.
But I enjoy playing it because I enjoy making the beautiful garden, finding
Yeah.
those landscapes. I mean, I would almost say you could play this and only focus on building something beautiful, and you're still going to get a decent amount of points, a decent score, which I don't think it's great gameplay, although I want to love it more than I do. So for me on gameplay, it's actually just a 3.
Okay. Yeah.
Now, this is going in at $65, which I would say your feelings on overproduction or not, that is, again, a steal for what you get.
The price point for what is in the box makes sense. I understand why this is a $65 game. A tile placing game in a box this big is absurd. Like, I think I Love Cats is the only other game we have, and that's at that size.
So it's slightly
Hang on,
smaller.
I want to see. I'm gonna pull it out to compare.
Oh yeah.
Like, Isle of Cats is a massive box. Like, Feast for Odin is in a smaller box than either one of these, and that is the most insane tile placing game I own. I think. Maybe. Okay. Oh.
Yeah, I mean it is a lot. But again, the value of what is in this box I don't think can be beat. You can make the argument that it is unnecessary. You could pare this down.
I think I did.
You could make it a much smaller game with all the tiles being the same size and just have different iconography on them. So it is not necessarily a 4 in terms of what they could do. How it is executed, however, I think it's a 4 in terms of value.
I would have a very hard time recommending this game to you, both for the time investment and the price point. This is not a $65. It is.
See, it is a $65 game. It's
just not. It's a $65 game for someone who wants this game.
It's a $65 game. It's not a $65 experience.
Yes, it is. That is a good way of putting it.
Yeah.
It's not a $65 experience to me.
And I agree with that.
So I'm giving it a 2 for value. Just, I think if you were coming to me and we just talked about Wingspan, right?
Right.
At $60, you're getting so much more out of Wingspan than this. But I mean, there's a lot of games that fall in that price point, and this is to stand out at that price point.
Mm-hmm.
They put a lot into production, but I would
Yeah.
rather them scale back the production, make a smaller game, drop the price point a little bit,
Yeah. I can
and
see
then
that.
I would want to play it more.
Yeah.
Then it would be worth it, but it's not to me. It's too much. So,
Yeah.
so to me, if you love the stuff that the production of this game, you probably already own it.
I can see that as being a good statement.
But it just wasn't for me. I wouldn't recommend it.
So that's kind of looping into our overall experience, and,
Yeah.
and we kind of said that with the $65 game.
Yeah.
And so, what is your overall experience score?
It's going to be a little bit higher. I think it's better than the sum of its parts.
Mhm.
And in the right setting,
Mm-hmm.
which we've had sitting,
Hey, we're good, thank you.
This is a.
No, ma'am. Hey.
Khalil really does not want to hear my opinions on this. So sitting around, having a conversation and playing this game is fine. This is a game that meanders for that reason,
Yeah.
and it's fun. So I think it's a 4 because I enjoy it. I don't want to play it, but after I'm done, I've never had a bad time. I've never went back. So I do enjoy playing it. I just wouldn't suggest it. The gameplay can be a little aggravating. But this is a game, because the production is so nice, once it's done, it's nice to look at what we've done. So I'm like, oh, we built such a pretty little garden. So for that, I'll give it a 4. The overall experience is worth the time investment. I just, yeah.
So it's hard for me because personally I do love this game, but I have to recall that when we've introduced it to other people, it is an intimidating looking game. You pull out this huge box, you pull out all these components, you know, you're trying to explain, and it can be incredibly overwhelming, which I think in an overall experience takes points out. You don't want to introduce a new game and have people be like, oh, I don't think I can play that. Like, you want, especially again, when the production and the artwork and all the components of it are so beautiful. Like, that's why I like to play it, is I like to show how pretty it is.
Mm-hmm.
And it's an easy tile placing game. I mean, there is really not much to the actual finding the tile, putting it down. It's super, super simple there. I love the trees. I do find it funny that the pavilions are larger than the trees, especially when they don't have to be that big.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they could have done, but I think the production of the pavilions is top notch.
Sure.
For me, it's going to be a 3.5 overall experience.
Oh, okay.
Because while I love it, and I would pull it out and play it quite a bit, it is not a game I'm going to recommend to most of the groups of people we would be playing a game with.
It's hard for us to find an audience for it.
Yeah. And I don't feel like that is I don't think it can be higher than slightly above average for those reasons. So
my final score looks like 6.25.
And my final score is 8.25?
Yours is 7.75.
7.75.
So just under.
Just under an 8. Yeah, I think.
believe. I might have to edit and put up a different number on there if I do my math wrong. Sorry.
So that was Tang Garden.
That was Tang Garden.
A really beautiful game, but a bit clunky in overall execution.
So we talked about 3 pretty games.
Kanagawa, where you are learning to paint Japanese landscapes on scrolls.
Wingspan, which is, as you might know, is my benchmark for value in board games.
And it's a deck building, engine building.
There's no deck building.
Engine building. Sorry.
It's a worker placement.
Worker placement.
It is just a worker.
It says on the box, engine builder.
Yeah, all worker placement games are engine
builder.
all worker placement games are engine building.
Just saying. The box says. So we talked about Kanagawa, Wingspan, and Tang Garden, which is a tile placing game that is one of the most beautiful games I think I have, but doesn't quite hold up in execution.
We are going to see Jawbreaker tonight, which we talked about previously. So.
Yeah, that should be really exciting.
Yeah.
We'll be leaving our doggies with a dog sitter for the first time, so we'll see how Dipper reacts to that.
Yeah.
Should be interesting. Interesting time.
And I've been playing Gloomhaven
on the computer.
On the computer.
Back like the early days of our relationship.
It is awesome. It is. Wow. The digital implementation of Gloomhaven. Now they got the campaign, and I have one with Connor, one with Jefferson, one I'm doing solo. I'm trying to get Jamil to get it. I'm trying to get John Flynn to get it.
I love how all of these people don't have last names except John Flynn.
Yeah, that's right.
So you're not anonymous. Sorry.
Yeah, he will actually watch this too. So sorry, John. We should see them tonight. So
yeah,
I'll apologize to you in person. Yeah, I'm excited, and
yeah, it'll be fun. We haven't done a thing like this since before COVID.
Yeah.
So it'll be
It'd be good to
an experience.
Yeah,
for
get
us.
out and see big band show.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, well,
that was
like,
at the table.
subscribe.
Yeah, I can actually. I figured out how to
Feedback.
put those up now.
Oh, cool.
So we could do that.
Yeah, we need to.
Do we?
Yes.
I don't
like,
know that
subscribe.
we do. Kalua likes and subscribes.
Hello.
She's the good dog.
Which is saying something.
Yeah.
She's a pretty princess.
She is. She's a little jerk. All right.
Okay.
We'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.